All right. 1 minute late. That's not bad. That's not bad for me. I'm not 6 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever late. I'm actually 1 minute late. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children over the age of 18, 19, and 21. Today we've got a little fun thing happening. I have got a little something going on that I wanted to share with you guys because of the fact that it actually involves a little bit of me, but it also involves me that I've been watching this for a bit now. And long story short, there is a lot of things happening right now in the world of Channel Awesome. These guys have got a lot of controversy behind them, and we'll jump into that in just a little bit. I will be giving a little bit of history of why I actually am talking about Channel Awesome and why I feel that this needs to be brought up. For now, though, let's talk about beer. I've got myself the Nitro 2 Parallelogram from Parallel 49. It is a Nitro coffee beer. And it is a coffee porter, not a stout. I was going to say stout for a second there, but it is one of my favorite types because it's a nitro beer. Now, the other thing I really enjoy about these beers is the way you're able to pour them. I'll be doing a full review of this. I've still got a couple bottles, but I feel that coffee and coffee beer at 10:30 in the morning is something that needs to be done. So, that's why I love this beer. Look at that cascade. I love how nitro beers cascade like that. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So we do have a coffee smell. You can smell it from over here. It's a nice little beer. Cheers. Oh, nitro is awesome. And as I say, it's noon somewhere, right? Okay, let's get down to it, shall we? Now, Channel Awesome has been in the Twitter news for the past little bit because of things happening. Um, there have been some very high profile creators leaving, and took them a little while, but they're finally leaving and they're finally speaking out, which is great to see. Beforehand, we actually had other creators leave and speak out at the same point in time, but it wasn't as pronounced as this one is, which is stupid because those high profile creators leaving actually were saying something too, but they were kind of silenced by a lot of people. This time it doesn't seem like they're going to be silenced, which is awesome. For me, I started doing videos 7, 8 years ago. I had a friend turn to me and say, "Hey, you should check out this channel. It's called Channel Awesome. You got some great creators on there, great content." And I needed a distraction. I was actually starting to go through a bit of divorce, and I needed something to just keep me distracted because it was not a pleasant time in my life. Um, I pretty much I had a house. I had two wonderful kids. Still have the kids, obviously. And I was my ex-wife was leaving me at that point in time for somebody else. I felt it coming along because we were not on the same page with a lot of things anymore, and that was fair. But at that point in time, I was trying to prepare myself for it. It didn't happen. It was just one of those things that basically you can never prepare for something that big. And where it was a huge deal. What happened? It was a huge deal. So my life got turned upside down. I needed a distraction. My work was suffering. My home life, pretty much, I had an empty house, and I needed something to sort of keep me going from going stir crazy. So I started into video work. I started doing a series that I was trying to get done where I was pretty much doing movie reviews because I was watching Channel Awesome. These guys were really awesome at what they were doing. And I thought, if I get a good script going, I can do that myself. No problem. Tried it and I failed. I tried to do a movie review with a story background of things where I was doing bad movies from a bargain basement bin, and I had my brother involved. I had a good friend of ours involved. I even traveled up to Victoria to do some filming back and forth, and just to have some fun with it. It got as far as the very first episode, and I just couldn't do anything else with it. I still had the movie. It was Cold Prey I was going to do, and it was such a cheesy movie, but it was one of the ones that was not that bad. I actually want to see the sequels, but I just couldn't get any further in it. So I went into music. I thought, you know what? I know music. I'll do music. No problem. I'll do music. I want to try and get into Channel Awesome. I want to become a creator. I want to do this. I was driven. So I went into music and I started doing these. It was the remake. It was a music review remake edition where I'd find the original and I find someone that did a remake of the song and I compare the two, see which one was which. That got 3 episodes. Actually, got 4 episodes because there's a special Christmas episode as well. And I didn't do too badly on that. It wasn't too bad. I had people, I had YouTube just jump on me for some of the stuff that I said and did. Because I did a Beyonce and Reba um, uh, pretty much remake review, and I kind of bashed Reba a little bit. And people didn't like that. That was fine. I was also new to the new YouTube game, and I was at the point where I just didn't know what to say. I was scared. I was afraid of all the trolls because I see all these trolls doing all these comments on people's posts, downvoting, doing whatever, and it actually scared the crap out of me because I was actually still feeling a little self-conscious, a little insecure, but I wanted to put myself out there where I would actually, just get myself going, just to face my fears. So that got 4 episodes. They're still online, by the way. If you ever want to find out where they are, I will actually link my other channel. Um, and then from there, I decided to do something a little different. I've been seeing these guys who do music on Channel Awesome. I saw these guys doing movies on Channel Awesome. I saw these guys doing comic books and video games and everything else. And they already had this established, but they were missing one core portion of it that I thought I would be able to do. That was booze. So Booze Reviews was born shortly after that. So when Booze Reviews came up, I started on that. I actually put my stuff on the Channel Awesome forums for a bit, and I was trying to get myself established that way. Constant person on the forums, and then they decided to bring up Blistered Thumbs. Now, Blistered Thumbs was their gaming site where basically all the gamers got to go and put their reviews up on there as a sub site, which was great. You know what? It was awesome. And I actually applied to be a moderator for the forums in Blistered Thumbs, which I actually got to be part of because there's a small group of us doing these forums. And so we weren't part of the main channel, but we were part of Blistered Thumbs. So we were a subpar, I don't know. We were still involved with Blistered Thumbs, Channel Awesome, and everything else like that. So it was kind of nice. Angry Joe, if you know of him, he was actually the guy that ran Blistered Thumbs since he was a big gamer, big YouTube star, still is. He ran Blistered Thumbs, so he was the guy that ran it. But at the same point in time, Channel Awesome still owned it, so it was Mike Michaud and the Walker brothers that were still owning it. Holly was the HR person, and I'll let you know right now, anything I say about upper management, Holly is not part of it. She was amazing. She actually did her job properly. So yeah, I was part of the forums. We were having issues where links wouldn't work or this wouldn't work, and we were trying so hard to try and get a little bit of extra help, a little bit of, we want to change the forums around, we want to do it this way, we've got these great forums, and we want to change the back end around a little bit to make it even better, because this forum that you gave us is a piece of shit. We fought hard for these forums, and we fought just tooth and nail. Talk to Angry Joe. He goes, I'll talk to the management, no problem. This, I understand. You guys are doing a great job. Talk to Holly, and they're like, yeah, we can definitely do that. Don't worry about that. And I was involved in meetings every now and then, and I was involved in a few other things. Now, while people were still posting their things on Blistered Thumbs, and it became such a cluster fuck that basically the people in the forums were like, we got to get this, we can't get these links working together between the main area and the forums. We're trying to do this, we're trying to have all this stuff, we need all this stuff, we need, this is what we need. And we were just, we knew what we wanted, we knew what we needed, and they wouldn't listen. Upper management wouldn't listen to us. Angry Joe tried, Holly tried, everybody else tried. There was a lot of people, like I met a lot of great people that were part of the Blistered Thumbs group, and I still class them as friends. I still have a few that are still my friends. I still have a few that I follow off of Channel Awesome, not watching Channel Awesome, but follow that were from Channel Awesome. But being part of the forums, it was something that was really nice and great, and I met some great people. And we tried so hard. We had some upper management that was in the forum area that wasn't able, well, our upper management was trying, their upper management in Channel Awesome was pretty much shitting the bed. We tried, and we had meetings, and we were talking, and I was part of one Skype meeting where I actually had Angry Joe turn to me and go, okay, Dan, we've got upper management on here. What do you want to see? And I told him straight up, this is what we need. This is what everyone is looking for. And they were like, talk to someone else. Talk to Angry Joe. And Joe's like, but I'm getting him to talk to. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'll put the request through. I was right there. I was pretty much on Skype talking to them. And like, man, whatever. And then because they were shitting the bed so much with Blistered Thumbs, they decided to close it down because they couldn't afford to keep it going. They couldn't afford to have it go. Angry Joe had to leave because his whole game, his whole Angry Joe show was actually suffering a little bit because of all the hours that he was putting into Blistered Thumbs, and he wasn't getting any help. Even though we were helping, we couldn't do as much as he could do because of the fact we had people that were trying to, we had apparently these guys that were going to redesign our website, never show up. We had all these other people that try to do something, never do something. So Blistered Thumbs became this pile of shit that could have been something absolutely great because we knew what we wanted with it, but it became this pile of shit because Channel Awesome didn't want to touch it. They didn't want to do anything with, like, well, we're busy with our own stuff over here. We're all a part of the Channel Awesome group, and you're saying that you're busy and you don't have time for this. This could be something great for you guys, and you don't have time for this because you're not doing games, you're doing movie reviews over here, you're doing other stuff. So we were told that it was closing down. We were told that we weren't allowed to say anything. We weren't allowed to tell anyone that it was closing down, but it was closing down because of the fact that they didn't want to deal with it anymore. They're going to give it a little bit of time, going to shut us out, and then they were going to pretty much shut down the site. The guys at the forums decided, well, you know what? Why don't we just separate? become our own Blistered Thumbs forums and just keep it going. See what happens from there. So we did that for a little bit, but unfortunately with everything shutting down, it caused us to be lost in the interwebs. So unfortunately the guys that we had pretty much decided to shut down the Blistered Thumbs forums as well, because we couldn't keep it up as well. There was no point. It was a forum, yay. But we tried. I mean, we actually tried, and we were actually told to change the name and everything because Blistered Thumbs was owned by, Channel Awesome and everything. So the upper management really shit the bed on that. They really didn't give a crap about anybody except for themselves. And that really hurt. That really hurt. I mean, I went over to Blip. I tried to do things on Blip, and I was saying, "Look, I'm part of this." And Blip's like, "Well, yeah, your content isn't great enough. We're cutting you before anything else like that." Channel Awesome was big part of Blip at that point in time, Blip TV, and they when Disney bought it over, they looked at my content because I was doing booze reviews and went, well, this is not good. And they gave me a list of things saying you have to be 1080p, you have to be this, you have to be that, you have to be that. And I looked at them and I said, I'm 1080p. I've got regular content. I've got regular reviews. I've got people watching, and I'm actually gaining a following. How the fuck are you gonna kick? You just don't. You're just not good enough. I'm like, well, I'm also part and parcel of this other stuff. But they pretty much when Blistered Thumbs shut down, they forgot about the rest of us. We're peons to them. Thank you for coming out. Bye bye now. So I was mad. I was mad at the fact that Channel Awesome actually had something going with Blip. They pretty much refused to sort of talk to me about it, and I got shafted in the first go of cuts on Blip TV. So I took my stuff over in 2013, took my stuff over to YouTube and pretty much washed my hands of Channel Awesome altogether. Um, Still kept some great friends there, still got some great people, still met some awesome people. I mean, talking with Angry Joe, who's a big YouTuber, if he remembers the name, he'll remember who I am, but we really haven't chatted in a while because, well, I kind of went my separate way. I had a lot of things that was great, but it was at the same point in time left a very bad taste in my mouth. And I hated it. I absolutely hated it. It was one of those things that I just could not stand. And it was just I resented them. I wanted to see them fail so badly because I was so mad. I want to see the upper management of Channel Awesome to just get shit kicked. And now they are. Over the period of the last 5 years, shit has gone on where people have left, they've been fired, or they've been let go because they haven't answered a Skype message in 15 minutes, so they got kicked out. There's a lot of great creators that got kicked out or left Channel Awesome because of the fact that upper management is a pile of shit. I am not afraid to say that either. I am not afraid to say that because I was part of that pile of shit that they stepped on. I feel bad for all the creators that actually got moved along or got into arguments with them. But at the same point in time, that was a stepping stone for a lot of them, and they've done really a lot of great work. Birdman, for example, I'm friends with him. He did a lot of great stuff. He was a great creator, and what happened with him, you'd have to check out his story. I can't exactly go into the stories that other people have. I just go into my stories because they're their own story. I feel that basically what Channel Awesome is doing is finally coming to light. It's taken a shit ton of years, but it's finally come to light. Over the past week, there has been some major creators leaving. 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, there were some major creators that left/got let go because they did not agree with the program. And the upper management was so head in the clouds that they just said one thing and did another. It's just seeing half the shit that they've done is brutal. Absolutely brutal. And I mean, if you look on my Twitter, I've got a hashtag called change the channel. Check out that hashtag and read all the stuff. There are some very big creators that have decided to speak out. There's some big creators that decided to speak out years ago, and they've done a bang up job of that. I mean, you look at some of the people that spoke out years ago and said, "This is what's going on. You should listen, follow my lead, because this is gonna happen." And it kind of felt like it fell on deaf ears a little bit. But now with more, excuse me, gotta stop swallowing my spit the wrong way. Anyways, sorry. With more creators that are the higher end creators that have been there the longest leaving, it's now becoming a louder voice. It's now becoming bigger, and just there's more things coming to light, and it needs to be shown. It really does need to be shown because of the fact that Channel Awesome thinks they are all that. They're not. They really are not. They've treated a lot of people like garbage. They've done a lot of things to treat a lot of people like garbage. And I feel bad for the people that they've treated like garbage. I feel bad for the people they've done so much crap to. It's just not cool. It really isn't cool. And I'm glad a lot of these creators are speaking out and telling their stories and sharing their stories, because as someone who is not a big creator, as someone who worked on the back end, as someone who was that small to these creators, I couldn't say anything. Or when I did, it fell on deaf ears. But now I'm glad that people are speaking out about Channel Awesome, because it needs to be said. It needs to be shown. These guys have done so much, and I can't believe I wanted to be a part of that. I can't believe that seeing the first year anniversary, I wanted to be part of going down to the States and being part of this great big anniversary show, wanting that so badly. I can't believe I was actually willing to do that. But I can believe that being part of the background, I finally got to see what it was like to be mistreated, what it was like to be shit upon, what it was like to be moved aside because I wasn't a VIP, or they don't want to fucking listen to anybody because they have this whole idea of what they're doing. I mean, they started a GoFundMe a while ago and raised, what was it, $75,000-$80,000 to do a game show, to do all this other stuff. Really haven't seen much of anything with that. I could be wrong because I stopped watching, so they may have done something and I missed it. However, that being said, it's just these guys are they felt like they needed nothing. They felt like basically no one owed them anything. And you know what? The creators that did their time there and got popular and actually had people see their stuff, that's awesome for them, because they actually had a stepping stone. But they had to walk through a pile of shit through their upper management to get to there. They had to deal with a pile of shit to get what they have. They deserve every single view, and they deserve every single subscription, like, and whatever else they have on their platforms. They deserve a lot of that. I've seen, well, we've seen people have breakdowns on Twitter. We've seen some of these creators have just go all out and expose the crap that Channel Awesome upper management, the three guys, have done. Seen their HR person who was holding their shit together because she knew what she was doing get let go. It was just a lot of crap hit the fan, and they're slowly unraveling. but hopefully finally they can unravel a little bit faster. When Blip TV went under, I wasn't disappointed. I was cheering. To find that Channel Awesome had lost one of their biggest channels, which was Blip TV, that made me cheer even louder. To find out that they've got a lot of things that they've been trying to do to other creators, it's really sad to see. It really is. So yeah, I'm part of that change the channel thing. So you will see me put down that hashtag of change the channel because I have been a part of that. I was a part of that, and I was one of the people that they shit kicked as well. Not afraid to admit it. I wasn't afraid to admit it years ago, but again, I was only starting out. I was only a small little fry. I'm still a small little fry, but I'm a small little fry that's got a very big voice. And I'm so proud of the people that have started this movement because it needs to be said, it needs to be heard, and it needs to be shown. I mean, they've got. Let's pull up one of these things here. I guess let's do this. Why not? The hashtag change channel on Twitter. A lot of things about Channel Awesome. Yep. So they've got doc deadlines coming up, so they're asking to publish their documents so that they can make it public of all the shit that's happened. And they've got a lot of stuff like there's a script in there that would blow your mind of how they changed it. It was really horrible. Like some of the script that they have in there is just wow. There's a lot of things. You'd be reading this for a while. There's one person that broke down every little thing that's going on, and they're still building it. It was one of those ones that, honestly, is it drama? Yeah. Does it need to be shown? Yes. Why? Because Channel Awesome needs to be exposed for what they are. So yeah, if you want, check out Change the Channel on Twitter, see what they're like, see all the stuff that's been going on, and for all the people that have been little small voices like me, a little voice goes a long way. If you've been part of it, share it. Honestly, share what you have to say because this needs to be spoken out upon. I was sick and tired of it years ago. I was mad years ago. I wasn't upset at Angry Joe. I wasn't upset at a lot of the higher end people from Blister Thumbs because they just got the shaft as much as we did. They tried, but at the same point in time, not much we could do. So, where do we go from here? Well, I'm still here. I'm not leaving anytime soon. I've upped my game. I've done all this stuff, and I've moved on. But I wanted to share that with you guys because it needed to be said. This is actually a really good, easy drinking beer. I got a lot of things happening coming up. Got a few reviews that I'm sure I got backlogs I'm going to be putting out. I've got about 15 reviews that I have. I've got something happening in just over 2 weeks. Oh my God. I get to go to BC in 2 weeks. I get to meet up with the Fermentation Project, and I actually get to hang out with them. And I also get to go to a beer fest for 2 days. I will also be grabbing a bunch of BC beers and bringing it back because, well, we know how much I love my beer, my BC beers. I've got reviews that I want to boo. Oh, hello, Kyle. Boo to you too. Yeah. Well, just wait till he finds out how badly I snore. I'm sure they're going to be muzzling me one way or another. I get to actually. I've got a couple of reviews that I have with my old co-host. that I went over and I reviewed a couple of beers with him. He was actually nice enough to wake up hungover because one of our mutual friends took him out drinking and got him absolutely plastered. And he woke up a little bit late, but I figured as much, so he showed up late. And we did a couple of reviews while he was building a system for me to test. I am presently testing as I said, segue here, testing a game system for him to see what works and what doesn't work. There's 14,000 games on that system, and I would love to find some way of streaming it. I might have to buy a little console to plug it into and stream it that way. But if that's the case, then I will hopefully be streaming some of these games. I still have that food thing I'm going to be doing. Good morning, Peter. Welcome to the show. I still have that food thing I'll be doing. I've just got to get everything else in order, get my funds in order, and going to be buying the food. It's going to possibly be a week-long thing. If it does well, I will be continuing it. Because of the fact that I've never done something like this before, it is a little different. I will be doing some of this stuff. I actually just got myself a new lens. So I've got a couple of new lenses in my repertoire now. This one I am testing out right now to see how it is. It is a 45 to 175 millimeter lens. Internal zoom on there, so the body doesn't move. It's only the parts inside that move. I actually tested it out on, I think it was Saturday. My kids and I went out. We took some pictures. Got some great pictures of some birds and some squirrels. It was really quite awesome to see. That zoom lens was actually quite amazing to play with. I've got a lot of things to work with. I would love to learn how to do it manually and work with the lens at the same point in time. So that's going to be a lot of fun to do. I will be taking that out to Penticton with me. I am really excited about this Penticton trip. I really am. I would love to sit there. I've got a lot of things that I would love to do with the guys from the Fermentation Project, even though they're booing me right now. So they're going to have to put up with my ass and, my Alberta. Oh, wait, no, one of the guys is actually from Alberta too, so I can't exactly say my Alberta ass. They'll have to put up with me. So there's that. What else do I have coming up? I forgot to announce the total amount that Bottle Screw Bills made for their charity. I think it was a little bit lower this year, but it was close to about $4,000 in 3 hours. I mean, that's some awesome work for a local charity. Good morning, Sarah. Welcome to the show. So yeah, there's a lot of things that are happening. But yeah, honestly, for the people that haven't seen or haven't heard about Channel Awesome, this may not pertain to you, but it shows you what got me started. It shows you where I got my start and shows you that they're not as nice as they think they are. I'm doing well. I'm doing quite well. I'm getting ready to go to work in a couple of hours as well. I've got my gig at the Beer Vault, and I'm going to be hopefully putting up some more stuff for their social media. Oh yeah. I'm working with the Beer Vault for the social media as well. So that's part of my company. I have my first client. So they've been really nice and letting me take over their social media stuff. So I've been posting their stuff on Instagram, Twitter. I've been answering people on their Facebook page, and it's actually shown that it's actually picked up their business a bit, which is kind of nice to see. It's actually been quite an adventure just sort of working with them. I've got a few more contracts that I would like to get going, and I'm actually working with a few people to do that. So I might actually get some more people coming up. But I'm still going to be doing these reviews. I'll still be going into more of the the food side, doing more of the other stuff. I do have, well, geez, somewhere around here I want to try and do one of my music reviews and see if that comes up. Now, a lot of people, they're not liking this latest album, but you know what? Ministry has always been a part and staple of my stuff. If you don't know who Ministry is and you don't know their political backgrounds, you won't like this album. I've been following them for a while, so they're very political in their songs, and I've always said it. I've done reviews on their stuff too. So, yeah. Okay, so I got a couple of comments here. So Shibby, he's been part of the Channel Awesome thing as well. Say it's funny, Channel Awesome's been so far removed from my radar for years. I've not heard of anything of what's going down. Honestly, I've been following them for a bit because I've got friends that are still involved, and I've got friends that have been bringing up the Channel Awesome stuff. And Channel Awesome has always been on my radar. I've been sort of watching through it, but yeah, tons of creators left in the last week. Some big ones, as Shibby would know, Linkara has left. Todd in the Shadows has left. Mike Jeevison has left. The guy that does Shameful Sequels. And Demena Hagen, I can never pronounce her name. She's left as well, all within the last week. So it's big news out there because there's some big stuff coming up. They're coming around their 10th anniversary, and there's a lot of people that are pissed off and walking away from the channel and sharing their stories. So yeah, that's what's been happening. If you missed out on that, Glenn says, I hope you got I hope that how you got started doesn't involve any birthing videos. No, it does not. Thankfully, it does not, because if it did, I wouldn't be on YouTube today. They'd be kicking me off right quick. Sounds like, and Sarah says, sounds like a relaxing morning. Just warming up, just waking up. So yeah, I've been up since 8 o'clock this morning. I woke up pissed off. I had a lovely dream that pissed me off, and woke up and I was like, this is the perfect time to start talking about things that piss me off. So let's keep going. But it is a relaxing morning. I mean, come on, it's 11 o'clock and I'm having a beer. It's noon somewhere. Yeah, it's so yeah, that Channel Awesome movement, or conception videos for that matter. Ooh. I think we're getting more into the other side of the YouTube, the dark tube, or red tube for that matter. Not that I know what red tube is. Anyways, but yeah, it's been some big news, and I thought I'd just share it because yeah, there's been things that affected me as well. So other things that are coming up in my world, not much. I'm going to hopefully take some. Isn't that porn? Yep. And Glenn wasn't going to go there. No, but I did because I could. So yeah, I want to try and start taking more pictures. I want to start getting a portfolio done up because I want to try and start. I would love to start selling some of my pictures online because I feel that I love my pictures. I love the way I do things. So my friends on my Facebook page have seen some of my pictures that I took on Saturday of the bird and the squirrel, and I have to say, so this was a kind of a fun story. I love this story. So my daughters and I, she wanted to go out and take some pictures for an art project. So I said, okay. I went down and I got this lens that we were testing out because I want to see what exactly it's like to have a nicer lens of the 175 milliliter lens. So we decided to go down to Fish Creek, and we went down there and we went one way and we started taking some pictures, see how well the zoom worked and everything else. And then my dad was like, well, let's go this way because I want to check out that stump that we always pass that's knocked over and take some pictures there. I'm like, oh, you know what? That sounds like a marvelous idea. So we walked that way and we came to the stump. And as we came to the stump, all of a sudden you hear chirping from all around us. And you see these birds starting to swoop in. And it's like, okay, either they're protecting something or they're waiting for something. And then you see two squirrels come over. So it was like a Snow White moment where if we sang and held out our arms, we'd have birds land on us and squirrels at our feet. It was actually kind of surreal in a way. So we're trying to figure out why this was happening, but at the same point in time, we're pulling out the lens, we're putting it on our camera, we're taking these pictures and just sort of getting these shots of these birds that are flying all around. And then we have these people who walk away with the dog, and the birds sort of scatter a little bit, then come back again. They weren't afraid of us. It was actually quite neat to see they weren't afraid of us, and we're trying to figure out why. So this older gentleman comes walking around from the other side and just whistling away, happy as can be, going out for a walk. And we're like, oh, okay. Well, we said good day to him. We said hi. And that cat's not going to stop. I'll let her in a second. And we're talking away. And he goes, oh, I see you're trying to take pictures of these birds. I know why they're here. I'm like, really? He's like, oh, yeah. I'm here every day at this time. Pulls out some peanuts, put it on the stump, and all these birds come swooping down. Then he goes and puts some peanuts down on the ground, holds out his hand with some peanuts, and the birds are jumping into his hand, grabbing these peanuts and stuff. I'm like, oh, there's the Snow White right there. And they were all around us, and they were just grabbing these peanuts, flying by our ears, all ears beside us. And it was wild to see, but we stood there watching and taking these photos and just having all this stuff. We had two squirrels fight over these two piles of peanuts, and they actually got into a physical fight where they're rabbit kicking each other. It was actually something that actually scared the crap out of me because they're coming after us next. So they were like, "You got more peanuts? Do you have more peanuts? I'm coming. I'm coming to you. Do you have peanut? Do you have peanuts?" And this gentleman went on his way, and we took these great pictures of these things, and we tried to grab some of the peanuts quickly so that my daughters could take pictures, or they get me to take pictures of the birds in their hand feeding out of their hand because they wanted to do it and they loved it. And it was one of those times where you were in the perfect place at the perfect time, and it was just great to see. Like, I loved seeing that, and I was just, the lens worked beautifully. We got some great shots, we got some beautiful photos, and we're just trying different angles, trying out these birds, trying to see if we can get the background to work nicely and everything. And it was just one of those moments where you're like, okay, did that just really happen? So after all the peanuts were gone, we sort of packed up and went our way. We were there for a good half an hour to 45 minutes taking these photos because they're all around us, and it was lovely to see. Like, it was just, I I am one that loves nature, and seeing that was beautiful to see. I got some close-ups of a squirrel eating a peanut, and it's so very well defined that you could actually see my reflection in the squirrel's eyes of me taking the picture. And we were like 4 feet away, but the lens was working beautifully. I didn't know how to take it, but we just looked at each other and went, well, that was pretty cool. And we went walking on our way to the next spot that we want to take pictures. It was it was one of those times where you're like, okay, that just happened. That was really cool. I love moments like that. This is what made me become a photographer. This is what made me want to do outside photography, is just to get a shot of nature in its glory when you can. My youngest like, when we come back, can we bring peanuts for the birds next time? Like, we're not supposed to be really feeding the wildlife, but sure. I can't wait to do that again. I really can't. Like, I've taken a lot of nature photography in my ears, and I find some of the stuff they do is a lot of neat stuff. I've taken some great pictures of thunderstorms with my pictures of the clouds rolling in of my off my cell phone. I've taken some great shots of the sun being pretty much clouded in by smoke over the summer. And there's things that I want to try and get more photos of, and just stopping every now and then. And I think someone said it best. It's great to have yourself pull over to the side of the road and just walk and take a picture somewhere, just to enjoy nature, just to get out and just do whatever. We did that, and it was one of those days where you're like, okay, I feel refreshed. Let's get back to life, I guess. It was nice to see. It was nice to actually get out with my kids, and it was nice to experience that with them. Um, I've experienced things like that with my kids before, going on the ferries coming back from Victoria, and there was a huge pot of whales right beside the ferries, and we watched them crescent and everything else like that. And it cost us the ferry ride, which was pretty much the same as costing us what you would spend for going on a whale watching trip out there. But we got to see that together. Experiencing stuff with my kids is just amazing. It really is. And I love the fact that I get to do that. Speaking of which, I should probably go spend time with my kids before I go to work too. That might be a good thing too. But folks, I really want to say thank you for joining. Again, if you ever want to know what more about this channel awesome thing, check out the hashtag change the channel. You'll see all the stuff that's going on. There's a lot of people that have become great creators and were and still are great creators that have been hurt by this whole channel awesome thing, and just seeing what they've done. A lot of my friends I've got from channel awesome, as I said, and they've been absolutely amazing. I've made a nice little fun hobby from wanting to be part of Channel Awesome, but at the same point in time, not giving up because I never was fully part of Channel Awesome. So it's now I'm jealous. I've got almost 2 more years before I can do that. So Glenn says that his youngest just turned 18, so now they can share beers together. They better be good beers and not macro beers, because if they're macro beers, we need to talk. But I know you better than that. They're good beers. So, but yeah, again, seriously, if you don't know what's going on, by all means, check it out. For the people that have been part of Channel Awesome, I really wish you guys well, because I will still be watching the guys that I've been watching for years on YouTube. Mike Jeeveson I'm a big fan of his stuff. Watching every now and then, catching up with Angry Joe and seeing his stuff. Um, his stuff is, a lot of people will sort of give him shit because of how he does it, but at the same point in time, he reviews video games. I mean, come on, the guy's done a lot of work in that retrospect. Mike Dodd, the Birdman, great guy. He's gone through a lot in his years that I've been friends with him, but at the same point in time, he keeps going, he keeps plugging on, and that guy is just, he does a lot of stuff. This Week in Games, he does a lot of podcasts, he does a lot of different things just to keep him, just to, have a good time. People like that I will still watch on a constant basis because they have done what they could. And yes, Glenn, you're raising them right. So, folks, I do thank you for joining me. I'm going to go spend time with my kids before I have to go to work. Until next time, folks, I am PK saying cheers, stay frosty, watch for more stuff, and thank you for joining and following along for the past almost hour. I've been wonderful. Or, no, wait, you've been wonderful. I've been live. Thanks again for joining, and have a good day.